3, 2, 1. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We have a lot to cover today. Maybe. And yeah. So we have a few things to cover today. Let me get everything shared around, the chat up and everything. And we'll get going on everything here. So let me copy that. Go to the Book of Faces. Go over here. We're going to be doing a little design work. Post. All right. Got a lot of notifications. All right. So let me get the chat popped out and get everything loaded in. Alan, good morning. How are we doing today, brother? So I threw up a TikTok yesterday. Found out why my forge wasn't working. The pipe going into, so you know how I have the bellows hung underneath the workbench. Well, problem with that was somehow, even through the tuyere, it got packed full. Absolutely packed. And I'm surprised I was able to get any airflow out of that through that whatsoever. But we have cookies today, and we have some butter pecan coffee. One second. I need to turn the heater on my feet. This is not great. Oh, much better. That thing is fantastic for these chilly mornings. Whew. Unfortunately, it also looks like I'm going to have to now rebuild my my propane forge, because that thing is getting close to crapping out here on me. I'm not sure. I'm not sure though if I want to keep it as it is or like what I want to do with that though. Like, you know what I mean? No, because that wasn't a very clear sentence. Like the back end of it, I kind of want it, I think I want to put doors on it, is what I'm saying. So I can get fire brick in there to move it in and out, instead of just having a couple stacked up across the back and having the front just wide open. I think I'm going to want to do something a little bit about that, and I need to get some new insulation. Like when I rebuild the whole thing, I'm going to have to get some new insulation in there and redo the whole thing. I think. But I think I need to get some doors on the front and back end of it, so I can trap a little bit more heat. I need to, I definitely need to start working on forge welding, because I am woefully under-equipped for that, somehow. Not under-equipped, it's just a skill that I don't really work on very much. So, even though Ken's not here today, he can't be here, he sent me a picture of the next thing he's working on, which is a very mean looking paddle, by the way. There's number 1. Number 2. Number 3. He made those roses. So this is all resin. So that's just a rose thing. And then he has some little, like, spines. And it looks like he's just going to do a flood coat on the top. But those are some mean looking little things. Gonna be sticking out of the top of that paddle. Very cool job, Ken. I would not like to get twapped by that. Let's see, forge welding sucks. I'm not great at it either. Yeah, it's one of those things that you have to really work at. Like, my fire pot is designed, I designed it in such a way that I would be able to forge weld in it. It's just, I can get some things to stick. But not as much as I should be able to. That being said, I need to also work on getting, so I did some work on a spring fuller this weekend for those knives. I didn't show any, I didn't post any pictures on here. I'm not sure if you're on the private Discord group or not, but I threw some up on there the other day. But yeah, I need a spring fuller, just because drawing those things out, those handles out by hand into those nice little thin rods to wrap around, I am not consistent enough to get a good long rod drawn by hand. I'm just not. And I'm sure part of it's because, you know, I'm doing this in the middle of the winter, which is not exactly ideal for doing hot work. But yeah, definitely not ideal for hot work. However, I had a thought. I swear I had a thought. However, yeah, the spring fuller, I think, will just help me get things a lot more consistent. And the more consistent it looks, especially from one knife to another, the more people perceive a better value, higher quality. So I've been working on the spring fuller, and I cut a couple sections of truck leaf spring. And my thought is to get them mated together and then drill right through the center. I figure 1/4 inch, 9/32, somewhere in there would be a good place to start. Man, oh man, that stuff is tough. So I spent, after I got the forge fixed yesterday, I was able to get those in there, and I kept them at welding temperature. I kept them just below welding temperature almost all day. Well, for like 3 hours. So, and then at the end of the day, I packed them right in the center. I cranked the heat up just a little bit more, turned off the blower, and then buried it with fire brick on top of it. So even though it's cold out, I'm hoping that'll give me enough softness that I can drill through it. And then I'm gonna have to harden and retemper those pieces to a degree. But I want to try welding on the spring first now. I'm thinking if I want to try, I'm gonna take the piece. I want to try tack welding it onto the piece, and then forge welding it straight into that spring, into the die. And we're going to see how that works. I'm going to do that Thursday. So that'll be an adventure. And going to be working on a new sail hilt for Jill when it starts warming up. Sail hilt. I have never heard of a sail hilt. I'm assuming that's for rapier. Ah, I see what you're talking about. I mean, a lot of what I'm seeing here, like with like pierce work and stuff, most of that can be done cold. And I'm assuming because it's SCA, they want the bottom of the sail grounded to the pommel. Somehow. The one from Darkwood Armory looks like the front half of a bikini. The way they have the edges folded. Very interesting. Some of these are rather pretty. But yes, I definitely need to work on my forge welding. And I'm kind of thinking I'm handicapping myself a little bit trying to do this in the middle of winter. And we'll have some protruding quillions. Nice. So, is it just me? Or has the last 7 days been an absolute nightmare for everyone? It seems like almost everything I did, I just got kicked in the teeth for one reason or another. Now today, I am going to be doing a little bit of design work. It's been a hell of a week, yeah. All day Sunday, I had a rager of a migraine. And then I must have eaten something on Sunday that was like contaminated with something, because Monday I woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning with the worst food poisoning I've had in years. It must have been the worst I've had this decade. Okay? And that lasted a couple days, and then it seemed like just after that, everything else just piled on heavier and heavier. It's been a nightmare week. So what I'm going to be doing today, design-wise, and I'm going to throw this camera around here in a minute, is I've been doing the electrical work at the church, and it's time for me to start getting serious about it. Fixing, basically going in and fixing a lot of mistakes that were made, and that entails doing the electrical schematics that have to be done through the basement or through the thing, and I'm going to need to do a full building, basically do a building survey and locate where I put all of the pieces, all the different electrical pieces, and call out which where I put which outlet, which circuit, which outlet is on, so on and so forth. So what I'm going to have to end up doing is taking these sketches, putting them into AutoCAD, which I have pulled up now. I'm going to flip this around here in a second so you can see what's going on. And then going through and actually going to the church and actually putting numbers on things. So let me get this camera flipped around into the thing at Bobber here, and we'll see. Alan, they have been going around, had one Friday again yesterday, no food poisoning, thankfully. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but man, it absolutely destroyed me. Alan, tracing the lines in the attic sucked. Yeah, you were doing that last week, right? I think you said you were going to be doing that. I don't envy you. Though I do know at some point in the future, I'm also going to have to crawl up into the attic of the church and get those can lights set, get new, put up new, what you call it's for them, put up new, ceiling fans. Oh no, that was 2 years ago at the church. Was following all of them. Ooh. Well, if it sucked for you, it's gonna double suck for me because I'm like twice your size. Hopefully, some of that bird waste had been removed since then, though I have a feeling it hasn't been. Okay. Let's see. It's all the tin wrapped wiring. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, we're my plan now is to abandon all of the wiring that is there, just because it's kind of a hazard. So let me get this cut around here, and I'll show you what I'm seeing and the nightmare that I have. So this is the drawing I've been working in, and it's embarrassing, to be honest with you. This is a lot of stuff I did for the Red Door Creative, like just some quick designs I was throwing together for people. Like this is a table that I threw out for a submission that got rejected. This is the benches I made that paid rent for a couple months. There's a bunch of them in the choir loft now, which I don't know why they don't have those out as well. A staff I was going to be building for somebody. That unfortunately never got made because they lost the job that they were going to have. It was supposed to be like a Gandalf type staff. This was going to be really cool. I was going to make it in 3 pieces, right? And then have those 3 pieces weld together so you had this hollow in the center. Yeah, welded together. Not welded. Glued together, because it was all going to be wooden. And there was going to be a gem. I was going to cast a gem and put it up in there. They were a tour guide, and they walked with a cane already, or either a cane or a staff, because their 1 foot was bad. They twisted it several times and broken a few bones in it, so they were going to have this. I was going to have a battery pack in the center. Pipe stems that I work on, but just a nightmare that I have, Here's the layout for the Red Door, all the walls and stuff that I built for them. Here's my little shop area. Deb's desk, an assembly table that I would pull out every now and then if I had to work on things. Yeah. Some shelving units I built for my old apartment. Oh, there's a bed design I did. I love drawing in isometric, but anyways, we come back over here. Here's my shop now. This is kind of how I had things worked out. 2 tables and everything else, and started refining things. And all right, well, here's the forge. This is pretty close to where I have now. So I have my table saw up here, my giant assembly table. That is way out of scale. But I was just throwing things together just to kind of get an idea of what I needed. And I figured out how I was going to run my lights, my power. But now I am not. This is kind of not where I'm at anymore. I'm not doing any front lights. I added way more outlets and stuff than I have in here. This I had 2 circuits, and now I think I have like 4 circuits in there. It's a whole different ballgame. So I'm gonna have to go back and do an electrical plant for that too. But for now, here's the ramps. Which I still need to go back and on them and install a metal handlebar on them. But for now, they're done. For now, they're done. And I think I might go back and see how I have an illustration here. I think I might go back and change how I have things situated currently. But for now, what we're working on is this. So let me copy this. I take this and throw this one over here. And I really need to clean this up and make it its own file so I can xref things, but for now we're just getting some basic floor plans, and I can clean this all up later. So here is the main church. This doesn't exist. Let's see. These have been enclosed. I think this goes up like that. Over, and I'm gonna come back and have to dial this in, locate all of the windows, get the actual size of the stage and everything. That's not, those aren't 6-inch walls. Those are 4-inch walls. Let's see. And I know we have a staircase that comes in here and wraps around. Let's say we're going to offset this by 4 foot. No, that's a 3-foot staircase. And I believe it's 8 foot off the back wall. And those are also closets that come back a certain distance. That. I know this is all just super rough. There's doors in here. This wall has been enclosed. This is a bathroom. I know I threw together something. So yeah, here's a rough out of an ADA bathroom. I threw together four for them to make this kind of work. I know they disregarded it, but it is what it is. They had to build a wall that was going to be closer, so for the main reason of getting the blocking and stuff in there, but they instead closed this wall. So whatever, it is what it is. So I'm going to have to draw in a bathroom in here and get that all located, because I'm going to have to do some electrical work in here. I have to reroute some outlets, move some outlets completely, and actually get a GFI in there. I think I'm going to have to, I still need to talk with them about making that bathroom ADA compliant and how we can do that. And I think the best way to do it would be to get a wall here, something like that. And then turn this into a closet, just for all the bathroom stuff. That's my thoughts. And I know they want to put in a staircase here. Going down to the basement. there's a secondary stage here. Somehow that comes like that. So you see I'm going to have to put in a lot of numbers on this. I don't have any doors on here. And then I'm going to actually have to take this and translate that to the basement and the choir loft up here. Which doing all this is going to be interesting because of, you know, the church, it basically isn't empty. It's all full of crap right now, especially the choir loft area. But we can work around these things. We can make this work. Now, I know we have a window back here. I can't remember if they're 3-foot windows or 2-foot windows. Yeah, we're going to leave it just like that for now. So you got one back there. And then the good thing is I know they're mirrored left and right. One right there, like center of the stage, basically. I think that stage is way too large. Got one here. Got one. And these are all equally spaced. That looks about right. Now this one, from the outside, they were all equally spaced as well. So my spacing's off a little bit left to right. That's okay. We can always come in here and fix this. This will be the base plan. There's another one back here. Isn't there? There is. You see it coming up the staircase. Let's get that mirrored over. Looks pretty good there. And this here has his own wall. And there's a little closet here. Let's go 2 foot. Something like that. The new panels are here. Which I want to locate those back into the closet, because there's no reason they should be visible and accessible like that. Now, let's take these, throw them in here. I don't know if that's exactly where they are. We'll find out. Let's get rid of that and that. Let's get some doors in here, shall we? actually. What is this space here? 6 foot? These doors should fit just perfectly in there. All right, that looks a little bit better. Not exactly how it is, and I think actually, now this wants to be more like that. Something like that. So this, I'll print this off, get this taken up to the church, get everything verified, get my locations in as to what's actually there, and we can work off that. I know it's probably not the most exciting thing, but it is what it is. I also have other things that I need to work on, like I have a set of chairs that I have designed that I need to finish. They're really nice Adirondack chairs. I need to get those designed up so I can make templates for them and start taking those guys and putting them out. I want to take 2 first off and get them on my front porch. I think I'm going to starting to want to make those out of some hardwood. The first 2 prototypes I made were made out of furring strips and plywood. Which, it's not bad, but if I want to sell these things for like $500, I need to make it a little bit nicer. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're sitting. And I lost everybody right around the time I started designing. Beautiful. But that is part of life. The more I get into these designs and stuff and start designing things, I'm actually going to start throwing them up on my Patreon over at patreon.com/Knightsmith. They really help me out a lot. And I think I need to start adding products onto my Patreon. Just because, and I really need to rework all these tiers. Because, these are a nightmare. I only got 4 members, really. But, we'll see how things go. I have enough money in my Patreon now to buy that laser I was looking at. And I believe I've made enough from one of the stores I've been working in to take and buy everything I need to get the laser rehabilitated. So that is one thing I'm going to work on looking at today, is getting all of this put together and getting those parts ordered. So between that and I need to get a shelving unit put up over there. Those are going to be my two main goals for today. Not to actually build the shelving unit, I'll do that Thursday, I believe. I'll do the shelving unit, and I will do the try and weld those pieces together and get the building do the building survey, the proper building survey of the church, and get this kind of at a better place. Yeah. And then hopefully Thursday night or Friday night I can get that piece installed and get a lot of this mess that's down here picked up and put away nicely. I'm thinking actually of 2 shelving units side by side there, and then in that little room back there I'm going to build another shelving unit just so I can have everything kind of off the floor and organized, because right now it is a disaster area in there. But I need to get that one first, just so I have the room out here to pull that stuff out and install that one. So I'll be working on that one this week, and hopefully next week I can turn around and do that one. But I am going to cut my hour short here by a couple of minutes, because to be honest, the coffee is really starting to work, and I don't want to embarrass myself. Anyways, guys, that's the hour. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, and thank you for helping make this world better, one kerf at a time. And I'll see you all later. Thanks for being awesome.